We are joined by Simon Cheng, who is the founder of Hong Kongers in Britain. He joins us now live from London. Thank you very much, Simon, for joining us here on TRT World. Now, the Chinese president says that the one country, two system model has been a success. Tell me, has it?
Absolutely not. That the two systems now have been ruined due to the national security law has been imposed. In the national security law, that is really ill-divided. That they said they would criminalize all dissenting thought, which means, for example, like subversion, secession, colluding with foreign powers and terrorism. But the thing is, it's really ill-divided. Even, for example, if I receive the foreign media to be critical of the Chinese regime, it could be colluding with foreign powers. It could be my behavior could be criminalized. So that is not what the usual and ordinary people in Hong Kong would expect. Our system would be like this. We think that is one system, one country. It would be the mainland China system, one.
But how likely is it for that to happen given the current circumstances? I mean, not long ago, mainland China introduced the so-called national security law, and many would argue that that dramatically changed the dynamics of Hong Kong. So my next question to you is, Simon, are there still any differences between mainland China and Hong Kong? Or would you say they're pretty much the same now?
I think pretty much the same, and it's going to be closer and closer to be the same. And that is what Beijing wants. So, for example, like today is the date of the 25th anniversary of the handover from the UK to China. Of course, today we could see that is the only one way to celebrate with ecstasy in the official proposed way. However, we do remember in the past decades, today, the 1st July, would also be the featured day for protests. So a lot of the international media think Hong Kong is the protest city, and which is also a very golden opportunity to see to what extent that the system of Hong Kong could be respected and honored based on the Joint Declaration. But apparently, we see today, no any opposition voice could be spoke out, and all protest groups and activists either that's been put in jail or recently being warned and investigate that they cannot even go out for the street for demonstration.
Now, Simon, historically speaking, Hong Kong has always enjoyed support from the West. I clearly remember when people had taken to the streets in Hong Kong to protest mainland China's decisions about Hong Kong. Those protests were widely supported by the West. So is there still a role that you think the West, the international community, can play at this point to ensure Hong Kong's autonomy?
Yes, I do think so. For example, like we are Hong Kongers in Britain, we receive many our compatriots seek for freedom and haven in the UK and also the West and the rest of the world. And the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson recently also said the UK government would help to hold the Chinese government any kind of behavior of abusing human rights in Hong Kong to account. And we also can see recently that NATO declare and that they notice the threat of China, what they have been going to be expanding to the neighborhood countries, especially the situation in Taiwan. I think in Hong Kong, the situation is that the Hong Kong people fight and fought what they deserved for the fight for democracy. And if we don't hold any human rights abuser to account, definitely it would give a green light, a welcome signal and message, which is totally wrong, to the Chinese regime to going beyond Hong Kong. And that would be, at the end, the challenge is not just to Hong Kong people, but to the rest of the world, including NATO and Taiwan and all liberal democracies country as well. So this is quite important. What happens in Hong Kong, we should not let freedom to be evaporated and eradicated that quickly, even before what the previous paramount leader Deng Xiaoping said, they will keep Hong Kong system to be intact for 15 years, but now it's just 25 years, but all things going to be upside down.
All right, Simon Cheng, thank you very much for speaking to us here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.